Welcome to the third episode of the Nameless Magic Show. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite deck I'm playing right now. It is my Angel of Glory's Rise Frights deck. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Frights deck is, it's a deck where you use cards like Faithless Looting, Mulch, mainly those two, and then in the newer set you can use Desolate Lighthouse to draw cards up, and then discard the ones that you want in your graveyard. And normally what you want to get in there is you want to get in there in a Barrier Rites, and then whatever card you want to resurrect. So in my case, it's the Angel of Glory's Rise. So I'm going to take you through, step by step, the cards of the deck, and I'll tell you why I chose what I did. So let's get going. The first card is, I have four of them. It's Faithless Looting. It's one of the keys for this deck. It is draw two cards, discard two cards. It's kind of everything that this deck wants in a nutshell. And then you can flash it back again later on. So essentially, if you use it both times, you're drawing 4, discarding 4. So the probabilities of you looking at a good chunk of your deck, you're going to be able to get the 2 cards, hopefully, within a couple of those. The next card is Champion of the Parish. I have 4 of them. The reason why they're in here is this is every single creature in this deck, except for the Angel of Glory's Rise, is a human. And when you resurrect these things, it gets really insane really fast, because you bring back 6 creatures, that's a 6/6. So, it's pretty good. The next one is, this deck is a very complex mana base. I'll get to that in a little bit. It's 4 colors, so I have 2 Avacyn's Pilgrims in the deck just to help with the white. It's one of the more important colors along with green. And then on that same note, I use Abundant Growths, 3 of them, just to help fix your mana base a little better. And, you're able to have any color of mana with that card out. Then, for my 2-drops, we have 2 Scorned Villagers. More mana, more ramping. That transforms. You can cast so much stuff. The next 4 is one of the more essential parts of the deck. It's Mulch. This does 2 things for the deck. It takes and gets your creatures and spells in the graveyard while putting land in your hand. So it gives you that bit of mana fixing, or, no, it's not really fixing, it's just gives you mana along with getting your creatures in the graveyard where you want them. And the final 2 2-drops are a card I haven't seen in any of these decks yet, but I don't know why not, because he works very well. It is 2 Tybalt the Fiend-Bloodeds. Pretty much just for his first power alone, the draw a card, then discard a card at random. Because chances are you're going to have all lands in your hand, and then, if it's later in the game, you have a bunch of lands, and then if you draw the creature you need, chances are you're either going to discard the creature, which is good for you, or you'll discard a land, which hopefully you don't need. And then also this deck does the other, Tybalt's -4 power works good too, because this deck is not very good against control decks. So the -4 power, dealing damage equal to your opponent's, or healing damage to your opponent, where that's the number of cards in their hand, it will hurt control decks a lot because they like having, they're greedy bastards and like having lots of cards in their hand. Now we're on to the 3-drops already. For me, this is kind of the worst spot in the deck. I don't quite know what to do with them, but currently I have 3 Borderland Rangers, more mana fixing, or getting mana to your hand, and then Fiend Hunters to get some removal going. Really, I don't think I need the Borderland Rangers. I was thinking about just taking them out, leaving 1, and then going with like a Blade Splicer or 2, or a Blade Splicer and a Somberwald Sage. Something just a little a little more, or going with a third Fiend Hunter, but this deck is still relatively new. I've only played it a few times, so it's just takes time to get a good feel of it. Now the 4-drop spot, which is probably your second win condition slot. I run in this deck 4 Huntmasters of the Fell, or 3 Huntmasters of the Fells. Just 2/2 for 2 life, or you get a 2/2 wolf, you get 2 life, he flips it, you deal 2 damage to an opponent's creature and them, and then he becomes a 4/4 trample. He's a game winner in himself. So, he's there, and he's a human. So, yep, and then I have 2 Heroes of Bladehold. It's another human, 3/4 with Battle Cry. The one thing that I don't like about this card is that she creates soldier tokens and not human tokens. If she did make human tokens, I would probably figure out a way and get 2 more of her and put her in the deck instead. For 5-drops, I only am using the 4 Burial Rites. Pretty much regenerate your Angel of Glory's Rises, which leads us to the namesay of the deck, which is the Angels of Glory's Rise. For me, I use 3 of them. I don't like, I have 4, but I don't want to go that route, because it seems like if you draw those in your opening hand, and you can't get a way to get rid of them, it just takes up too much space. And, it's just not the best. So, those were the cards. There are some things with the deck I don't like. Like I said, the 3-drop spot is, I don't know, it's a utility spot, because normally in the first 2 turns, I can get some sort of ramp out, and I'll skip it and go straight to the Hero of Bladeholds or the Huntmasters. Is my preference. So, those come down when I just need something. And, let's see, other things that are kind of issues with this deck is the Angel of Glory's Rise is a great card. I'm thinking about adding in a card over top of it, an 8-drop. I don't know if I'd go with the Craterfoot Behemoth or Avacyn. Craterfoot Behemoth seems good because if you regenerate the Angel of Glory's Rise, you're going to get quite a few creatures with it. So, the next turn when you play the Craterfoot Behemoth, you might be getting everything +4/+4 and trample or more maybe. I kind of say 4 because I think that's the least I've ever resurrected Angel of Glory's Rise and gotten is 4. So, and plus, Craterfoot Behemoth's like playing a 5/5 with haste for 3 mana. If you have 3 creatures out, then it's 5 mana. That's no different than getting an overrun. So now, time for the mana base. Like I said, first mana base is kind of complex, so we'll start out with that. I'm using 4 Cavern of Souls because, like I've said, the majority of the deck is humans, so that becomes mana for any human you want. Makes everything really easy to cast and uncounterable. Kind of another way to stop control decks. Then some split lands that I use, I go 2 Woodland Cemeteries to help get a little bit of black and green. However, I might pull those out because I already have the Abundant Growth, which I've been noticing is enough for just the 1 black mana that I need for that deck. So, and if I would pull those out, I would add 2 more Sun Petal Groves, which I'm currently using 1 of. And I noticed that these cards are probably the best dual lands in the deck for it. Then we have 1 Swamp, 4 Plains, 6 Mountains, which is probably going to get reduced and add more Plains, because Plains is a more common card for the set. And finally, 4 forests. Okay, so closing thoughts on the deck. I don't have a sideboard built for it yet. Not sure what I'm going to do quite yet with that. Other cards I kind of want to add maybe be some either Creative Behemoth or Avacyn. Just an actual close the game out if this card is played. If you guys want me to do more videos like this kind of decks, I'd be happy to. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff because it's just talking about cards and it's easy to do. Thanks for watching. Comment any questions about the deck, or if you want the deck list actually wrote down, I can email you that or message you it if you just ask. I don't have any issues with that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you maybe Thursday. It might be next Tuesday though. Bye.